Welcome to Storybooks Network channel. We all know that exercise and a healthy diet are important for a healthy lifestyle, but in a world where everyone is looking for the shortest path, those don't always cut it. Instead, we need to see results right away. Here are 8 weird tricks and facts to help you get ahead, even if you have to pretend that life is a complex video game first. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell symbol, then select all notifications to never miss a video upload from us. 1. Consider life to be a video game. The general consensus on video games is that they are a waste of time. However, according to a Michigan State University study, video games can be effective tools for maintaining and improving our relationships. In another study, video games were found to be more effective than medication in treating depression and anxiety. Using that concept, one game designer, while recovering from a concussion, proposed that these benefits were the result of the mindset created by video games. She developed Super Better, a game in which real-life obstacles were viewed through the lens of a video game. Each stage of her physical therapy became a quest for her. Positive changes were transformed into power-ups, while setbacks were transformed into bad guys to be defeated. According to Forbes, the game actually works. 2. Posture. Every group of 2 or more people must have at least one dominant and one submissive member, according to our social hierarchy. It's not always obvious, but people tend to pick up on other people's body language and react accordingly. They will assume a more dominant position if you appear shy, and vice versa. Not only do others react to you, but your mind also reacts to your own body language. In a Harvard experiment, those in a dominant stance had measurably higher testosterone and lower cortisol. Higher cortisol equals higher stress, while those in a submissive stance had the opposite effect. Submissive people reported feeling more confident and better able to deal with stress after making a minor adjustment to their posture. 3. Stop eating. Food does, in fact, influence our sleep patterns. The body is normally controlled by circadian rhythm, a biological clock that generally coincides with the cycle of night and day. However, according to Clifford Saper's research, we have another internal clock, a food clock, that can step in and take primary control. When animals' food supply is limited, their bodies adjust to a new rhythm that allows them to forage more frequently. Saper discovered that this process can also be used by humans. To adjust to a new sleeping schedule, simply stop eating 16 hours before the time you want to wake up. Stop eating at 5 a.m. if you're starting a third shift at a new job and need to be awake at 9 p.m. In as little as one day, the body can adjust to this new rhythm. 4. Don't strive for success. Most people believe that if you work harder, you will be successful, and if you are successful, you will be happy. The reality, according to psychologist Shawn Achor, is quite the opposite. When you achieve a goal, your brain raises the success threshold. Success now boils down to getting a better job or a higher grade on the next test. The definition of success is evolving all the time. Achor discovered that happiness is caused by noticing positive environmental factors rather than negative ones. He concluded that a brain with a positive mindset is 31% more effective than one that is neutral, stressed, or negative. When approaching problems with a positive attitude, doctors are 19% more accurate in their diagnoses. It may sound cheesy, but the findings were supported by another study that found gratitude led to an overall sense of well-being. Simply thinking positively will make you happier. 5. Make use of your other hand. Most of us have one dominant hand and one that is rarely used for daily tasks. In an awkward transition, many people struggle to control their anger. Many of you are probably irritated just by watching this video. However, there is an unusual way to reduce aggression. According to Dr. Thomas Denson's research, All you have to do is use your less dominant hand. Denson discovered that when people made an effort to use their non-dominant hand for everyday tasks, their anger levels decreased noticeably over a few weeks. Denson repeatedly insulted the participants while they were placed on a brain scanner. They were then instructed to use their non-dominant hand for 2 weeks. They were scanned again at the end of that period, and Denson discovered that their aggression centers were less active. Simultaneously, brain regions associated with self-control became more active. This is due to the fact that exercising self-control in one area, such as which hand you use, can help you exercise self-control in other areas as well. 6. Limit your options. Sheena Iyengar conducted a study in which shoppers at a grocery store were presented with a table of free samples, 6 different types of jam. On another day, the same table had 24 flavors in total. While the larger display drew a larger crowd, only 3% of those who attended purchased one of the jams. At the 6-jam table, 30% of those who tried a sample purchased a jar. When given a choice, we frequently assume that a larger selection will increase our chances of finding something we like. When given too many options, however, people are more likely to make no decision at all. 7. Music. We have no idea why everyone enjoys music so much, no matter how much we listen to it. When researchers at Japan's Institute of Medical Science set out to find the answer, they discovered that music has more than just an emotional impact on us, it also has a physiological impact. Music has the ability to improve our dopaminergic neurotransmission, which is a fancy way of saying that it causes the chemical dopamine to be released in our brains. Dopamine is commonly associated with our pleasure and reward centers, and it is also linked to drug addiction. Listening to music is enjoyable in some ways because it gives us a rush. But it also has another effect. Listening to music causes our brains to produce more of a certain type of calcium, and calcium is essential for lowering blood pressure. After only 30 minutes of Mozart exposure, rats' blood pressure dropped by a full 20 millimeters of mercury, the difference between high and normal blood pressure. 8. Make use of your right ear. What should you do if you can't understand someone? The majority of people crane their necks toward the speaker. As it turns out, that's exactly what you should do, but probably not for the reason you think. Most people are aware that the brain is divided into 2 halves. Each hemisphere is dominant in different areas, such as hearing, and the left hemisphere is usually in charge of spoken language. As it turns out, our right and left ears are equally dominant in terms of various functions. It stands to reason that the right ear receives speech better than the left. Signals from the right side of the body are routed to the brain's left side. So, the next time you can't hear someone, give them your right ear. I hope these 8 tips for making your life easier are beneficial to you. They might not all be suitable for you right now. However, if you can implement at least a few of the suggestions, some aspects of your life will undoubtedly become easier. In the upcoming videos, we'll look at various topics. Thank you for taking the time to watch our channel.